what questions should the board be asking but are currently not?
Yep. So I would definitely advise that you should be asking about coverage, and when you get a nice report that all of these controls are mature, are in place, etc., is one tying into what I just said, which is challenging if you haven't done your work and prepared for this, and you've got good assurance. The second one, in terms of like what you should be asking, is how is the resourcing for your team? So how are you scaling? How are you able to support the organization? It's something that sometimes we get a lot of questions around. Present your control framework and your maturity and which level you are at, and how do you support your audits, and how do you present that you are in a maturity state that you can pass your ISO 27001 and we're compliant with PCI DSS and so on and so forth. But then they don't necessarily understand what the impact of those things are to resourcing and how you can scale your security teams to support the organization. So if you've got an organization, for example, that the risk appetite from a cybersecurity perspective is low, and I would like everything new that is being built to be assessed from a security point of view. And then also you've got to maintain your compliance organization, controls and everything. The board should be asking, are you resourced and are you scaled to do that? Or are we just saying that we've got processes in place, but we are accepting a ton of risks on the back of all of these decisions? Which brings me to the third point that I think they should be really asking, and most boards do, is how much risk are we really accepting? And whether that acceptance of risk that is happening within the organization, not necessarily the top level, the top 10 risks that ladder up to usually the one risk that we have on the board level, which is cybersecurity risk. How much of the underlying data and the risk that we're accepting impacts that overall posture and the trend? What are the types of categories where we are accepting more risk? Is it, for example, across our supply chain, or is it across our technology? Is it across our processes? So they can understand really where the gaps are in terms of the trends. Is it because we haven't got ability to manage our supply chain, or is it because we've got lack of effective processes across the organization?